When people remember Sir Lewis Hamilton, it will be alongside the likes of some great athletes. I'm talking a Serena Williams, LeBron James, and heck, even a Tom Brady. Of course, he's best known for absolutely dominating all of F1 for nearly a decade plus, as he's broken almost every record imaginable at this point, and has basically gone down as the greatest driver of all time. But he's done more than just win a few races. In fact, it's what Lewis Hamilton does off the racetrack that holds a greater importance. You see, Lewis Hamilton has used his huge platform to not only uplift the underprivileged community, but also fight for equality in F1 and motorsports. And in order to explain how Lewis Hamilton does this, I will be focusing on three main points. First off, you've got Lewis Hamilton and his Mission 44 charity. Secondly, the Hamilton Commission. And third, Hamilton's fight for gender inclusivity in F1. Now let's start this off by talking about the Mission 44 charity and what it is. Basically, it gives underprivileged groups an opportunity to have a career in STEM. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that these kids would, never be getting otherwise if it weren't for Lewis Hamilton. And according to Jason Arthur, CEO of Mission 44, he had said that when Lewis Hamilton launched Mission 44 3 years ago, it was with the ambition to really create a fairer, more inclusive future for younger people around the world in motorsports and in F1. And now that we've talked about his Mission 44 charity, let's move on to the Hamilton Commission. Now, what does the Hamilton Commission do? Well, they fight to have a more black representation in F1. And they have, as of now, offered 10 recommendations to F1 as to how they can include more of the black community. And for this, I will be going over a few of those recommendations, of course. First off, one of the big recommendations is launching a scholarship program to help black graduates with a degree get a job in this field, whether it be in STEM or in motorsports. Secondly, they've been asking F1 teams and other motorsport organizations to really take the lead here, grab the bull by the horns and implement a diversity and inclusion charter for motorsports so that, it's guaranteed that at least a few of them are able to get a job in this field, because nothing is guaranteed, especially in a world like sports. And I have a perfect visual aid to show exactly what I'm talking about when I say that Lewis Hamilton fights for inclusivity, especially, black representation in F1. Here is an example of Lewis Hamilton kneeling, right? We have Lewis Hamilton right here kneeling. That was during the Black Lives Matter movement. He's kneeling along with the other race drivers. He's really led the way to, try and end racism. Of course, I don't know if that will ever happen, but he's fought for, black representation. Now that we've talked about the Hamilton 44 Commission, the Hamilton Commission, let's move on to his fight for gender inclusivity, because he's also fought for women in F1. And he's done this more times than anybody can count. I mean, we've got here by Lydia Me, an F1 editorial writer, a lead editorial writer, and she talked about how Hamilton has attempted to grow the number of women in F1 for about the last few years now. He didn't do that at the beginning of his career, but he's really picked it up as of late. I mean, Lydia said in a quote by her that the disparity underscores the need for motorsport to not only embrace, but also integrate diversity in all aspects, including, the very language of its regulatory framework, because drivers are, seen as he or him instead of, they, because anybody can be a driver. And Lewis Hamilton has said this and repeated this sentiment time and time again. And now that we've talked about Lewis Hamilton and his fight for gender inclusivity, well, overall, Hamilton has done more than anyone else in all of F1 when it comes to fighting for equality. No one has done more than Lewis Hamilton, and no one can really say otherwise. So the next time you're watching Lewis Hamilton on the racetrack, just remember everything he's done for this sport and everything he's done for people in the community.